For this trick, the magician will take a paper tube and place it over a full can of soda. Now he'll press down on the top of the can of soda, and it seems to visually melt right through the table. Now he'll reach under the table to show that the can went all the way through. Begin by rolling a piece of paper into a tube that fits just around a can of soda. Then take a duplicate can and cut the top of it off, just like this. Now put the top of the can in the middle of the tube before you start the trick. Now when you place the tube over the can, you're seeing the fake top when you look through the top of the tube. This makes it easy to pull the real can out from underneath. If I show you the performance in slow motion, you can see right here where the can is falling into my lap. Now push down on the top of the fake can to make it look like it's going through the table. These are the materials you'll need to create the gimmick to make this illusion. Start by cutting a ring out of one of the cups that will fit right into the other cup. Now tie a piece of fishing line to both sides of this ring so it makes a little loop just like this. Trim the extra fishing line past the knots so it's nice and neat, and then apply glue around the edges. You'll place this ring inside the other cup and wait for it to dry. Now take a separate piece of fishing line and wrap it around the toothpick and then use tape to hold it in place. Trim the two sides of the toothpick so that it's a little bit shorter, and then on the other end of the fishing line you're going to tie a hook. I used a fishing hook, but I cut off the sharp part so I wouldn't get hurt. Now place the toothpick inside the can and you're ready to start the trick. The hook will grab the loop inside the cup as you start to pour. And as the soda pours, it covers the fishing line, so it makes it look as though the cup is actually floating. If you've ever tried to balance a can on its edge, you know it's impossible. That is, of course, unless you apply a little bit of magic. And of course, by magic, I mean physics. Just pour exactly 2 ounces of water into an empty can, and it will balance all by itself. Watch as the magician takes an empty can of soda and makes it refill itself. Now he seems to reseal the top of the can with his fingers. And to prove that it really is resealed, he pops the can open and pours out the soda. To set up for this trick, you'll take a safety pin and pop it through the side of a full can of soda. This can get pretty messy, so obviously you want to do it in a sink. Give it a minute for some of the soda to empty out, and then begin squeezing the can so it looks as though it's empty. Now cut a black piece of paper into the shape of what the hole on the top of a can looks like. Wet it a little bit and stick it to the top of the can. This looks really obvious when you look up close, but during the trick, no one will ever notice it. Now loosen the tab on the top of the can by spinning it sideways and pulling on it, so it looks as though the can has already been opened. As you pick the can up, place your thumb firmly over the hole that you poked in the side of the can. Give the can a little shake, and the carbonation inside will force it back to its original shape. Now rub your fingers over the top of the can, and as you do, remove that black piece of paper so it looks as though the can is resealed. To set up for this trick, you'll carefully cut the top half of a can like this, so it easily slips over the other can. These edges are super sharp, so obviously be careful when you do it. Now with your fingers you'll cover the seam as you show the can normally. When you're ready to split the can in two, pull back into the side to separate the shell from the real can.